We've been talking about motivation. We've been talking about failures. We've been talking about you building your business and a lot of stuff. What do you wish you would knew at 18 that you know now? Like, if something about business, specifically about business and even about life. So one or two things that you wish you knew at 18 so that you would be far ahead in life now.
Speed matters and direction is important, right? But speed matters a lot now. It's not, you know, it's not like how it was before, where you could actually take your time, take your time, take your sweet time, build your business, things start falling into place. It's not like that anymore. If I knew the speed, the speed that which you have to go with, it just goes really well, right? For example, when I was building my AI business, and I realized that in whatever things that I was doing, right, someone was getting it to someone was getting it to it before me. It was in my mind, right? But I was like, no, well, let me just finish this and then do that. But someone was getting to it before me, and I was like, something needs to change. And that's when I decided that speed matters a lot. You know, if you have a deadline for like 6 months or so, just reduce it. Whatever deadline I'm talking about, having a great body or having any kind of things, right? If you have a deadline for 6 months, just reduce it to maybe 2 months or less than.
Yeah.
You will be able to
So
do.
exactly the way Elon Musk said, like if you give yourself one day to clean your house, it's gonna take one day. If you give yourself a year, it's gonna take a year. That's how it is.
That's how.
Exactly. A lot of Indian Muslim young entrepreneurs are there, working hard, building future, trying to build future, actually learning AI, learning a lot of stuff. So you've been working with a lot of different cultures now. A lot of different cultures. You being brown, you being Muslim. There's a myth out there in the audience that back in India specifically, that Western people or white people are slightly racist. Is that a myth or is that a truth? And how does that work?
If you're talking about professional life or in business, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit, right? If you're doing something that is bringing in value, or if you're doing something that is actually uh, you know, making, if people are benefiting from it, it's something that will, you don't really have to push yourself through as much, right? And that's what we need to understand here. Yeah, in the world of business का कोई मजहब नहीं होता है, एक पर, and you will slowly start to realize that. So if you have the stereotypes based in your brain before making any deal, it's not going to happen. My name is Khan, right? Uh, Adnan Khan.
My name is
Answer. But you can see that I have Khan in my name. Naturally, I was afraid as well. If someone gets to hear my name, it's gonna be Khan. So what are they gonna think? 'Cause, we all know the things around the name. So, but when I started dealing with people's, getting out there, I realized that no one gives a shit. If you're providing something of value, people are just gonna buy it, and people are gonna do business. Okay. So don't really have those stereotypes in your mind, and don't really have the thing that your skin color is brown and you know your skin color is brown, or you're Indian or anything. People are gonna hate, right? These are phases that's gonna come and go.
yeah.
Just keep pushing yourself through, and just make sure that you're aware of your surroundings, and your spatial awareness is pretty good as well. It'll be good to go.
Let's go into the topic about AI and future. How do you think AI is gonna affect the future? How do you think it's gonna revolutionize the world, evolve the world in the future? Like let's say 10 years.
100% AI is going to take jobs, right? You're being delusional if you think that AI isn't, going to be there. Money is flowing in really fast, right? And I think there was a recent interview of, I think it was uh, some guy from Microsoft. I'm not really sure. But this guy told that, things will actually, uh, AI is literally the next World Wide Web. How we had the boom in the 1990s. So if you do get into AI, I really think that everyone should get into it. Everyone should be aware of it, on how everything is moving and how things are going ahead with it. It's something that you need to learn, no matter what field you're from, right? If you say that you're from a mechanical engineering background and you don't need AI, it's bullshit. You need to have an idea of AI and what it does, what it's doing. because I'm literally seeing how the automation is happening. I'm literally working, or I'm getting my hands dirty in it, so I can see. It scares me as well on how well things are going, on how how the future is building and stuff. So yeah, people have to be aware of it. 10 years from now, the human brain has it's reaching a brim of being obsolete. How, like, for every thought that you have, for everything that you're doing, you use ChatGPT.
Exactly.
I use ChatGPT as well.
Everyone now.
Like, once you realize that your brain is becoming obsolete and you're relying on a machine, right? You'll realize that your brain power is reducing actually. And once you're aware of it, and once you just start acknowledging it, and start moving forward, you will see a boom in businesses where people are trying to have an escape from AI. It's actually really booming a lot.
It's happening actually.
And you can see it in Hyderabad, getaway resorts.
Yeah.
Getaway resorts. It's a big boom in Kerala, right? People are like, you know what? It's simple. I have a friend who's doing the business, right? What he's done is he had a land in a remote area in the middle of the mountains. So this guy just spent a bit of money, and had a construction of a resort type place. It's a simple concept.
The farmers culture, that's what we call it.
And what he told was that people can come over here, have a getaway from AI and technology and everything, where there's no network. Yeah, that's how he's doing it. It's actually the way he's marketing, but that is a business that has a lot of potential, right? And if viewers who are from Hyderabad and stuff, take advantage of it. Literally take advantage of it if you can. Many of the viewers have, like, zameen in a lot of remote places in Hyderabad, right? Waiting for the boom to happen. I'm telling, just spend a bit of money, construct it, market it well. And even for Hyderabadi families, sorry, I'm going for so long.
Easy, no problem.
Even for Hyderabadi families, right? All the parents and stuff, just you do the construction and stuff. Let your kids handle the marketing and stuff. Kids are smart nowadays. No one is nalla. No one nalla now.
Everybody knows it.
Everyone knows how to do it. Everyone is getting aware of it. If you can get into the business, go for it. It's something that's going to be evergreen, and something that will actually make you a lot of money.
When we say AI, we think it is only ChatGPT or some other chatbots. But can you just explain the influence of AI now, not in the next 5 years, 10 years, and what it is more than this ChatGPT?
Look, ChatGPT is something that boomed in 2022, and it's something that is, continuously improving. There's this thing it's called as LLM, right? And it's, these are large language models. You have Meta has one, that is Llama. Google has one. OpenAI has one. You got Claude, Gemini, all these kind of different LLMs.
Right.
These are large language models, right? Let's suppose that these LLMs, right? These LLMs, you go on. I won't use much technical jargon, but if you go on to websites like Hugging Face or any these kind of websites, you will be able to download these LLMs and train them. When I say train them, these LLMs have predetermined data. I'm talking about they have data stored into them, and where they are, where they're in such a way that they have about 70 million GB and plus. Now that's how the capacity is right now of data stored into them. So you take the LLM and you train it. Right now, for example, any kind of LLM or any kind of business that you're doing, right? You take the LLM, you train it in such a way that it, helps your business. You can use it just for your business itself. So yeah, I would say in that way, it's good.
Why do you only want to target like the area of small and medium cap businesses?
Look, it's not that I only want to target them, but it's more like the potential of that market is pretty high. The reason being is that all the MNCs have, like, they have huge data, and they have literally everything is in place for them, right? Big businesses deal with big businesses, right? Now, what happens is that small and medium businesses, they actually they don't have the capacity to spend a lot of money, and maybe they do, some of them, but it's something that they don't have the capacity to spend a lot of money, and that's why we step in, where we are like, you know what, you don't need to hire a receptionist, or you don't need to hire a salesperson, or you don't need to do all these all these tasks on your own when the AI can do it for literally 1/4 of the cost. I started off with the voice model, right? And then I'm slowly expanding it into, building chatbots and literally being a automation processor for for any business.
How do you think small or medium cap businesses where they don't speak English, to be honest, the generally what they speak is Urdu or Hindi or our mother tongue. So how can they use your business or business anything sort of yours for their advantage?
Look, business owners out there, I actually have had a lot of inquiries and everything from, I'm talking about Chennai, I'm talking about Hyderabad, where we are talking about languages such as Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, all these languages. We've had businesses approaches and I've had meetings with them. You need to understand that no one's really, the AI is not trying to take your culture away from you, or the AI is not trying to impose English on you as well. If you want to use your local language, yes, we provide local languages as well, right? We have like the AI that we have trained, it has the capability to have about 30 plus languages. I'm talking about regional languages too.
So like, can you just name any like worldwide languages? Only one or two. Sorry for cutting.
No, worldwide languages, I can name a lot. I'm talking about Portuguese, Dutch, Spanish, English, Arabic, and trying a bit of Aramaic as well. Not really sure, but I'm talking about Japanese, Cantonese, Brazilian Spanish, and all the different slangs as well that come into play. So we do train on these languages as well.
Yeah. So okay, we have been talking about AI. We have been talking about the future, how it's gonna work, and everything, and your background too. But let me talk about something slightly personal to you. So what is that one thing that you are struggling with now,
Hmm.
and you think like it's really hard for you to overcome now?
Sure. But something that I'm struggling with, it's probably overthinking at this moment, right? Uh, I'm talking about the past couple of weeks as well. It's overthinking, and the reason being is there's a lot of things that have been going on, and I have not been able to execute as much as possible. And yeah, you know what? Like I can't really say it's overthinking, but it's more like burnout. Yeah. Right. And because I'm not really able to, go ahead with it, or I'm not able to get the execution places in order.
So looking at your journey, faith, AI, different countries, multiple cultures, and actually you've been traveling to a lot of countries too. That is what we haven't mentioned here. So what is that one thing you would like, apart from businesses? That's what we said about businesses, but one thing that you would like to say to your younger self who is just starting his life, 18-year-old, who is just in Saudi, haven't moved anywhere else. So what is one thing that you would say to your younger self now?
Get comfortable being alone.
Yeah.
Stick to your faith. These are two things that I would say to my younger self. Um, learning how to be alone is just making sure that when you are in a closed room, like you are really comfortable with your own self. That is really really important for you, right? And because yes, of course, you will always have good friends. You might be lucky enough to get great friends, brother like friends, or but eventually when things, at the end of the day, you're going to sleep alone with your own thoughts, right? If you're not comfortable with your own self, like with your own thoughts, with how you're living with your own self, things will get difficult for you. You will have literally all sorts of mental health issues and stuff. Stick to faith. I'm talking about know the difference between halal and haram, right? And once you have that in place, you can literally just keep banging onto your goals.
Now, the most common question out there, like everybody asks to everyone. So how do you see yourself in the next 5 years? What are your goals and what are your ambitions?
Next 5 years. Um, I imagine Weave is, you know what, let me just, put it out there, and something that is going to be recorded and is going to be an evidence on the internet. But I see Weave running long term. And Weave is a vision that I've had, and I'm talking about in 10 to 15 years from now, I see it running in multiple other countries, and it's a global business. And yeah, stay with my family, just make sure that, good vibes are all around, and be an AI consultant for, for the world, be an advocate for it, and just make sure that, I'm on the stage, doing public speaking. It's always been a dream of mine, and it's something that I think that I'm really close to. Yeah, hopefully I'll get there.
What I want to ask is just an advice for the young guys out there. We have been living in Sydney and we've been seeing the world how it's changing, and our environment is good. That is why we have been getting those ideas and stuff. But there are a lot of people out there who's been watching have zero environment. The people don't even talk about AI. The max they do is learning language models like basic Java, Python stuff, and they are highly influenced. Let me say this: they are highly influenced by mafia culture.
Look, if you're idolizing someone, that's completely wrong, to be honest. If you're idolizing someone, you need to understand that you have been put into this world for a purpose, right? And your whole life revolves around finding that purpose and just thriving in it, right? One thing that I would really love to advise a lot of younger generation is that pick one skill, right? Solve one problem and take things from there. You can't really sit in your own room or sit in your own comfortable space and think that, oh, you know what, how it's going to be done. Once you take the first step, clarity comes on later. And that's how things will start flowing. And you will see yourself, making those small changes and adjustments. We will see that you will have a literally bullseye vision. That's how it goes. And, people affected by the mafia culture and stuff. Uh, look, it's good, but you need to realize that the world is so big out there. The world is so big out there. You are so insignificant, and not trying to put anyone down and stuff. But if you think that if it's halal, go for it. If it's halal, go for it. In fact, if it's something that you feel like it's right, if nothing is wrong with it, go for it. But in that moment, when you see that you are disrespecting people, there's a lot of there's a lot of hatred that you see. There's a lot of your tongue is getting bad. You're cussing out on people and stuff. You'll realize that it's something wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So I would say, take things that way.
Okay, so you said you have a purpose and stick to a goal and like just go after it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if someone out there wants to get into AI or wants to learn AI, he's just an engineering student or he's a SSC student or a CBSE student who is just in class 10,
Yep.
year 10. So what do you think should be the first step for that, for getting into AI now?
Getting into AI is really easy, right? Now, I'm not gonna say if you want specific step, I can say that that will be best for you, but I would give the blueprint, right? The blueprint is uh open any website, any website. I'm talking about ChatGPT, I'm talking about Gemini, or any kind of these AI websites that are famous. Open it, just go to their document section, just get their LLM, just read about it, right? You have the white papers that are given, you have the repositories that are given. Look, programming is amazing right now. Programming is amazing. I've spent 4 years doing computer science engineering, right? 4 years I've spent doing computer science engineering. At the end of my degree, I found that, AI is there. And AI is amazing. Like, literally 60% of the code on GitHub is from AI, right? And when you realize that things will start moving forward and things will start going ahead more with it, then yes, you know eventually AI will take place, or any other website. Look, all I'm trying to say is that start experimenting with it more. Just don't read theory about it, start experimenting more with it, and you'll realize that it's a lot easier than you expect.
So there you go, guys. That's the blueprint. He gave it to you. Everything's up. So last question, final words, final tip to the audience out there.
Stop trying to be impressive, right? Stop trying to be impressive. Like, you realize that if one person is goes wow, it's really normal for the other 9 people. Be useful, right? Don't chase hype, right? Don't chase hype. Don't go around the whole TikTok culture and the whole Instagram culture. It's good if you're making money out of it. Go for it.
Yeah.
But be valuable. I would say that, and go to the gym, get yourself in the right place, and then you'll realize that life is in such a way, Zishan, that things will start falling into place once you start getting yourself right. Things will start supporting you, scenarios will start you know you know coming together, and you'll see that you're going down the right path.
That's what it is. These are the final words out there from Adnan. And thank you very much. I just wanted this conversation to be something real, and really, I learned a lot from this. And I think the people out there will. And Adnan has his own Instagram. I'll leave the link in the bio. Do follow him, learn about him. You can DM him especially. He's up for that too. If you found this helpful, drop a comment, tag a friend, and share this as much as you can. We are just getting started. Thank you.